It's time for the Pub Songs Podcast, Celtic music and news from Marc Gunn, the Celt Father. We're going on 6 years of good music and good company at pubsong.com. Grab a pint, sláinte. I'm a weaver, a Celtic weaver. I'm a rash and a roving blade. I've got silver in my pockets, and I follow the roving trade. As I come in by Glasgow City, Nancy whiskey I chanced to smell, so I went and sat down beside her. 7 long years I loved her well. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. The more I kissed her, the more I loved her. The more I kissed her, the more she smiled. Soon I forgot my mother's teachings. Nancy soon had me beguiled. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. I'll go back to the Celtic weaving. I'll surely make the shuttles fly. I'll make more at the Celtic weaving than ever I did in the roving way. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. Come all you weavers, you Celtic weavers. All you weavers, where you be? Beware of whiskey, Nancy, whiskey. She'll ruin you as she ruined me. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. Welcome to the Pub Songs Podcast. My name is Marc Gunn, and I am your host. And Happy New Year, first off. It was a good holiday. I had a lot of fun. We went up to Massachusetts and got to see a little bit of snow, not too much. It was just the perfect amount. Kenzie had a blast. First time playing in it. She actually wasn't last year, but this is the first time she actually got to play in it. Or I guess it was the year before last, but still. We had a good time. I'm glad to be back, though. I miss working. I love, what I do. So I'm really happy to be back and out here promoting the new CD. Not Every Day is St. Patrick's Day. It comes out on January 17th. This is where I'm going to do a big digital promotion once again, much like I did for my compilation CD, Irish Celtic Music, that came out for the Irish and Celtic Music podcast. We're going to try to push a song up the charts, and that song is the first one you heard today, Nancy Whiskey from the CD. You can buy it on Amazon and or iTunes. That would be awesome. I want to see if, I think we can really hit number 1 on Amazon at the very least, and I really feel like we have a good shot at hitting at least top 10 on iTunes with this song if each and every one of you gets involved and, buys the single, shares the single. One of the things you can do is you can actually buy the single for someone else and send it to someone. And it's a cool little gift you can do. I know you can do that on iTunes. I'm not entirely sure about Amazon, but iTunes, send it to someone that who might want to hear the song. That equals 2 sales if you buy one for yourself. And notice how I hold up my fingers when I say that. 2 sales. And so go ahead and pick up a copy of that on January 17th at noon Central Standard Time. I just posted a little blog about it on my website at marcgunn.com. You can find a link to the show notes at pubsong.com. Now you'll note I'm a little bit hoarse as I speak. I picked up a respiratory virus from my daughter, my lovely daughter, 3 weeks ago, right before Christmas. And right before we headed up to Massachusetts, I caught her little bug that she had. And unfortunately, it's still lingering. I've spent the last few days unable to speak hardly. And now I'm just hoarse. So
Well, if you want to get involved with the big St. Patrick's Day promotion on January 17th, you can also join my mailing list, or better yet, my street team. That's with the Reverb Nation. Just sign up to the mailing list and you'll find details about all of that. All right, so now that that album is nearly here, I've been doing a lot of promotion for it. One of the things I've been doing is putting together a YouTube collection. You'll soon be able to listen to the entire album on YouTube. No fancy videos, just, the CD graphic along with the name of the song and then lots of music. So it's simple, it works. But in addition to that, I'm finally updating my Irish song lyrics website. This is one of the reasons why I've been wanting to do this album, was because I haven't made many updates to that website in forever. So now I have a whole bunch of songs, 19 songs on this album that I can add to the list or update the list, as the case may be. So there's a lot of cool stuff that's coming out of this album, and I really appreciate any of your help in promoting it. I appreciate lots, and I'll talk a little bit about appreciation in just a moment. I think I'm going to jump into Close Your Eyes. This is from my CD, Kilted for Her Pleasure. A little bit of comedic fun for you this New Year's podcast. Close your eyes and sleep. There are demons in your dream. Go to sleep, my darling. There's a demon underneath your bed. The demons in your bed are gonna eat you up. Stay in your bed. There are landmines on the floor. The demons in your bed are gonna eat you up. Sugar and spice and everything nice. Why do you think we say that? It's so the demons in your bed want to eat you up. You used to have a sister. She wouldn't go to sleep. So the demons in her bed ate her up. Do not call for your mother. Who is it that you think who let the demons in to eat you up? Snakes and snails and puppy dog tails. Who can account for the taste of demons? The demons in your bed are gonna eat you up. Baby, don't you cry, or the demons won't wait till you fall asleep before they eat you up. My father sang the song to me, but he slipped and he fell on a landmine, and the demons underneath my bed ate him up. that is not a blanket. Good night. Welcome back, and I want to send my big thanks to everyone who has offered to help me out in the past few weeks. I think it was in November, I sent out a request for people to really help me. Maybe it was just last month. I've lost track of time. But to help me out with the many things that I have to do, and I've got several people who've offered to help. One who looks like might be an assistant, a really close assistant to help me a bunch of the items. One is sort of an umbrella person. Then I had the blogs and the newsletter. This is for my music specifically because I was also thankful to have Maddie Dalton, who has taken on the role of chief editor at the Celtic Music magazine. She's managing all of the various writers and whatnot, and I'm very grateful to her as well. Now, all of this has come together because taking care of a family is never easy, but it's even more so when you are an independent musician like me. I don't make a whole lot of money from CD sales. Shows can be really good, except when I do like the Louisiana Renaissance Festival. I didn't have a stage show. That means I spent my time in the lanes busking, and therefore my CD sales and tip income was about a third of what it was last year when I was on the stage at the Painted Badger. Add into that the amount of time it took to drive 6 hours both ways each weekend. For 6 weekends, it was exhausting for me and, of course, for my family. So I won't be doing a full run at the festival again. I have to find other options. And that means I've been looking a lot more at the fan club aspect recently. Fan club and sponsorships. The Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, if you don't know, has a fan club. It's called Songhinge. You get Celtic music downloads once a month, and it's been a lifesaver for me. That accounts for probably a third of my income right there. But the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast also gets 30,000 downloads of each show. I have 8,000 subscribers to the feed. With that many people listening to this show, surely I can find sponsorship. So one of the things that I'm doing right now is trying to find people to help me find sponsors and advertisers for the websites as well. So that's a big thing, trying to raise money. The other thing I'm doing is working with my own fan club. It's a patron of the arts program that I've set up, which offers a few swag items, t-shirts and coffee mugs and bonus CDs and whatnot. These things that show that you want to support my music in a financial way. It's a really great way to do it. It's more than just buying CDs. And I know not everyone can do that, but it really helps a ton. I can't tell you how much it helps me to know that they're, number one, emotionally, to know that people are willing to support my music financially, but also put a little bit more money. My hope is that I can pull in a couple of extra patrons a month, which will immensely help my bottom line and allow me to keep making music, because while I have a lot of music that I want to share and I want to sell, sales for my music are mediocre at best. There's a little thing called the long tail. The long tail means that usually there's one or two projects that are super, super popular, and that's where you make most of your money. And then everything else earns about as much as those popular projects. For me, those two great albums are Firefly Drinking Songs and Irish Drinking Songs for Cat Lovers. I also have Victims of Irish Music through the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, which has been a great, amazing album. So if you want to, support the music a lot, you buy a copy of that album because it keeps it at the top of the charts on iTunes, and therefore I get more sales and whatnot. It's been like one of the top 5 albums for the longest time. It usually slips around Christmas, and right now it's at top 10. So purchasing those albums just helps immensely at keeping, those top line fairly secure. But it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't support all of my music. Usually shows do that. Unfortunately, after those 6 weeks of LARF, it was exhausting, and I'm have to cut back again. I'm trying to limit myself to 1 or 2 shows, 1 or 2 weekends a month. Though if I could find some more local stuff, that would be amazing. yeah, if anyone wants to help me book shows, pick up the phone. I'll teach you how. And that's just not easy to do and still make a living, which is why I'm pushing for trying to get sponsors for the Irish and Celtic Music podcast. Of course, I've also started a new fan club for the Renaissance Festival podcast, and though most of that money is probably going to go for sending Matt Letter, the host of the podcast, to various Renaissance festivals around the nation. So, all of that said, I want to thank each and every one of you for supporting my music, for supporting my podcasts, and for just offering your help. Because again, the help, if you can't even do the financial stuff, the help is immensely appreciated. I'm trying to write an ebook on basically all the things, the ways that fans can support musicians they love, and it's taking a lot of time. I'm a slow writer, but it's a great idea, and I think it's invaluable because a lot of fans don't really know how to do that, don't know the impact of various things, like liking a comment on Facebook. Even if it doesn't appeal to you, if you like a comment on Facebook, that comment will stay at the top of other people's feeds who are, reading it. So more people will see that comment. So, when I post something about my new album, Not Every Day is St. Patrick's Day, all you have to do is like that comment, that it'll stay at the top of people's feeds and attention. It'll make more of an impact. All right, let's get back to some music. Next up is Jasper, Tabby, Kitty Catty from one of my top line CDs, Irish Drinking Songs for Cat Lovers.
As I went down to the feline market to adopt kitty, I fell in love with a sweet grey tabby with the greenest eyes you've ever seen. Jasper, Tabby, Kitty, Catty, Jasper, Tabby, Cat, Kitty, Jasper, Kitty, Tabby, Catty, the greenest eyes you've ever seen. He meowed to me that he was lonely, tired of roaming streets, you see. He purrs while I massage his neck and cradle him like a baby. Jasper, Tabby, Kitty, Catty, Jasper, Tabby, Cat, Kitty, Jasper, Kitty, Tabby, Catty, the greenest eyes you've ever seen. Before I wake up every morning, he'd wake up and walk on me, bite my hair and chat real loudly. Didn't he know I was trying to sleep? Jasper, Tabby, Kitty, Catty, Jasper, Tabby, Cat, Kitty, Jasper, Kitty, Tabby, Catty, the greenest eyes you've ever seen. He won't drink water from his cap or wait till the faucet is turned on when I don't follow his instructions. He nips my ankles and meows this song. Jasper, Tabby, Kitty, Catty, Jasper, Tabby, Cat, Kitty, Jasper, Kitty, Tabby, Catty, the greenest eyes you've ever seen. Loudly, eyes glaring, hell hath no furry like Jasper, Kitty, with the greenest eyes you've ever seen. Jasper, Tabby, Kitty, Catty, Jasper, Tabby, Cat, Kitty, Jasper, Kitty, Tabby, Catty, the greenest eyes you've ever seen. Jasper, Tabby, Kitty, Catty, Jasper, Tabby, Cat, Kitty, Jasper, Kitty, Tabby, Catty, the greenest eyes you've ever seen.
Shows for 2013. As I said, I'm not planning on doing as many shows. Probably going to stick to 1 or 2 weekends a month, except for local stuff, if I can find some local stuff. And anyone who wants to learn a little bit about booking and help me out in that area, I would love it. And there's other angles, avenues, things that you can do. It shouldn't require too much work since I'm not looking for a ton of gigs either. But I do have a few shows coming up, including a CD release online. It's a Google Hangout concert on January 17th at 7:30 p.m. And this is the first time I've ever done an online concert, so it might have its little hang-ups. It might have a few problems, but I'm going to see what I can do to pull it together and put on a great show for you. Hopefully my voice will be back in perfect shape. I'm going to do a few songs from the new album, plus a whole bunch of other stuff. If this works out, I might be doing more concerts in the future. So if you'd like to come join me, please do. You do need a Google profile, I think, to actually be able to access the Google Hangout concert. So go get one of those. Go friend me on Google Plus, and let's make it happen. On the 19th in Huntsville, I'm doing a house concert at the Maggie McGuinness Pub. It's put on by the Irish Society of North Alabama, and it's going to be an awesome time, so come out to that. In February, there's Sherwood Forest Faire. I'm there for the first 2 weekends, and then the weekend after that is Anachrocon in Atlanta, Georgia. At present, I have nothing booked for March. I hope I'll have something local for St. Patrick's Day, of course, but nothing's set just yet. Georgia is in April. Georgia Renaissance Festival is in April and May, plus the California Autoharp Gathering in Dunlap, California. So if you love autoharps and you want to join an exciting autoharpy event, hopefully Brian Bowers will be back there. I'm looking forward to seeing him again. And then, of course, there's GenCon in August and DragonCon in September. That will also be a Brobdingnagian Bards reunion show. So I think it might be the only one this year. It'll also be the debut, I guess, of the Brobdingnagian Bards newest CD. We will hope to finish a new album. I'm hoping it'll be done by March, but it might not be. So this is a great opportunity. I'd love to see you at some of these shows. Again, my big hope is that I might be able to do the concerts online. That would be totally awesome, especially if it all works out. Then, of course, in June, though, is the Celtic invasion of Scotland. We finally picked a location. We're going to be in Aviemore, which is in the Cairngorm National Park. It's I got a brochure. It looks really bloody cool. I'm really excited about it. I'll have a full itinerary coming very soon, and this is going to be an amazing vacation. Right now, we have several slots open, so please drop by the website, CelticInvasion.com. Get your deposit in, sign up, and make sure that you join me in my Celtic invasion of Scotland. That's about it. I'm going to finish up this show. It is the New Year's show, so here's Auld Lang Syne from my album, The Bridge. Talk to you soon. Sláinte.
And never brought to mind, should old acquaintance be forgot, and Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet, for Auld Lang Syne. Buy your pint cup, and surely I'll buy mine, and we'll take a cup of kindness yet, for Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet, for Auld Lang Syne. Run about the braes and pulled the gowans fine. Though we've wandered many a weary foot since Auld Lang Syne. Poor Auld Lang Syne, my dear, poor Auld Lang Syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. Paddled in the burn from morning sun till dine, but seas between us, great Herod, since Auld Lang Syne. Poor Auld Lang Syne, my dear, poor Auld Lang Syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. A hand, my trusty friend, and give a hand of thine, and we'll take a right goodwill draught for Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne.
The Pub Songs podcast was produced by Marc Gunn, the Celt Father. Find out more about the artists in this show when you post your feedback on the website. And as always, support the musicians who support this podcast. Buy their CDs, then tell your friends to visit pubsong.com.